everyone, I'm Karunya Rao and in Ideas for Profit today, all eyes on Shakti Pumps. Now remember, last year in December 2020, we started covering Shakti Pumps at around 285 rupees a share on the premise of strong turnaround in the operations, addressable size of opportunity and valuations. The stock recently made a high of 784 rupees a piece, recording gains of almost 175% in merely 5 months. Operational recovery and strong growth in earnings supported by orders from the government backed the stock surge. Despite hiccups caused by COVID pandemic and the resultant lockdown, the company saw a massive 143% YOY growth in revenues in FY21. As against a loss of 14 crores in FY20, the company's profits jumped to 76 crores by the end of FY21. The growth is largely backed by sustained demand from the market. The company has built large capacity and capabilities in the solar pump space, where it is the largest player with tech and manufacturing advantages. Now, as the market picked up, the company took advantage of this demand. In the March quarter, the company clocked a revenue of 320 crore rupees, reflecting an uptick of 245%. Apart from the domestic market, the company also bagged a few orders from the international market, adding to its overall growth. In the domestic market, the management indicated that the government had planned to procure close to 1 lakh solar pumps, but ended up procuring about 50,000 pumps in the last fiscal. But that's still higher compared to the last fiscal, which is FY 2020. Higher scale led to operating leverage and the company saw huge margin expansion as well. During the March quarter, EBITDA margins came in at around 16% against an EBITDA loss of 3 crores in March 2020. However, the good thing about last year was that the rural economy and rural markets were still functioning and the company did not feel much of a pain. But this fiscal, things are different. The rural economy has been severely impacted and thus the impact could be seen in the first quarter of the current fiscal. The company expects this to delay some of the procurement and purchases but does not see a possibility of mass cancellation. Management expects from the second quarter onwards, as the lockdown eases, some of its key markets like Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana and even Maharashtra might open up. This year, the government is also planning to install 4 lakh solar pumps and the company expects to grab close to 60,000 to 70,000 orders for that. Besides, growth in the OEM business, industrial pump and even exports vertical should support the company's performance going forward. If you look at exports, last year the company clocked a revenue of about 120 crore rupees, which it expects to jump to 180 crores, primarily with the help of Uganda government order of about 250 crore rupees. Fortunately, the company is sitting on a huge manufacturing capacity of close to 5 lakh solar pumps annually, and only about 50 to 60% of this capacity is currently utilized. So if the market picks up as indicated, earnings will remain strong. The stock has seen a strong run-up led by higher earnings. As against a negative EPS of 7.7 rupees in FY20, the company recorded an EPS of 41 rupees per share in FY21 end. Assuming this trend continues with a moderate 15 to 18% growth in earnings over the next 2 years, the stock should get good support as the valuations are still quite reasonable. In fact, currently, if you look at the stock, it's trading at 10x of FY23 estimated earnings, making it a very, very attractive bet.